They're lumber rafts into smaller pieces called rapids pieces. They would take a rapids piece, ride it all the way down here to the lower dells, tie it up on rafters, hooks, and hike the 7 miles back up there, grab another piece, do it all over again until they had all of their pieces reassembled down here on the lower dells. There used to be hundreds of these rafters hooks. There's only one left today. Over on our left-hand side, about 15 feet above the water, you'll see a large iron rod hanging from the bright orange cliffs. Now, after those lumber raftsmen got down here to the lower dells, it was cause for celebration because they had made it through the most dangerous part. The raftsmen chose to celebrate with a couple drinks. They could get pretty drunk and rowdy down here on the lower dells. This kind of ticked off a local reverend named Angus McGee. And this really made Angus quite mad, so he went into town, bought a baby grand piano, and hired the local bartender to come out here and play some songs. That next Sunday they were all out here playing music, having a grand old time. And what do you know, Angus goes to start preaching, and what do you know, that first person to fall asleep was that high-priced piano player. So this all happened at a place called Pulpit Rock up ahead on the left. You'll see it jutting out from the trees right now, kind of right across from where that nearest duck is right now. So mad about this, he started jumping up and down on Pulpit Rock. Split it clean in two. You'll see it's broken right on the left side. But Angus, he wasn't done. He was so mad he pushed that baby grand piano off the right side. Leg propped up against Pulpit Rock, keys facing the heavens. Once again on the right side of Pulpit Rock, leg propped up against Pulpit Rock, keys facing the heavens. So the small birds you see flying over the water now, those are cliff or bank swallows. They make their home here in the rocks. Actually, you'll see small holes. Yeah, the further down we get, you'll see more examples of those holes. They're called vugs, actually, V-U-G-G-S. They're naturally occurring. But these cliff and bank swallows make their nests in these vugs. They're not actually native to Wisconsin, however, they do migrate here every year from Venezuela. But we really enjoy having them around because when they're here, they can eat anywhere from 2 to 3 times their weight in mosquitoes and other insects on any given day. It's interesting though too, since they arrived, Alex actually told me there's not a single mosquito left here in Wisconsin Dells.
There are several tribes of Native Americans that call our great state of Wisconsin their homes. The Potawatomi, Menominee, Chippewa, Ojibwa, Fox, Sioux, but it is the Ho-Chunk or Ho-Chunga Nation, formerly known as Winnebago, that make their homes here in the Wisconsin Dells area. The Ho-Chunk Nation is a large and diverse nation of Native Americans, split into clans based on family ties. Each clan with a specific job, and each clan named after a bird or an animal. It was the Hawk clan that lived along this stretch of the Wisconsin River, and they chose this location as it is the place of their trial grounds. Look in front of our boat, follow the shoreline off to the left where it sticks out into the water, and go about 35 feet up in the air. You can see a series of ledges that make up Hawk's Beak. That top ledge could be the upper beak. A few feet below that, the lower jaw. And in between the two, a little stone tongue. Top jaw be the eye of the hawk. And that flat slab of rock off to the right be the left wing and shoulder as the hawk soars out over the Wisconsin River. Hawk's Beak. If at any point during the day a hawk flew over that cliff, it is said that you were innocent. That was good news, and you'd be cleared of any wrongdoing. However, if no hawk flew over that cliff at any point during the day, too bad, over the side you went into nearly 60 feet of water below. We know that the water below Hawk's Beak is right around 60 feet deep. And that's actually the deepest spot here in the lower dells. Most of the lower dells is between 5 and... You can see those red buoys. Those mark the location of the rocky fingers of the lower dells. Now the rocky fingers are a series of rock ledges just a few inches below the water's surface, and those pose a serious navigational hazard to a big boat like the Chief. The draft on the Chief without any passengers on board is about 5.5 feet. The draft of a boat is the part of a boat that's underwater. So there's 5.5 feet of boat underneath the water right now. Maybe even 6 feet if you guys...
Or Cambrian sandstone from the Cambrian geological era, about 500 million years ago. Now this is some of the softest and oldest exposed bedrock on the face of the earth. It's so soft, in fact, if you were to hold a piece of it in your hand and rub vigorously, you could return it to the sand from which it was originally formed. Now this is also very porous rock, absorbs water and other nutrients much like a sponge does. And you may have noticed that those trees are able to dig their roots up to 60 feet into this rock with little to no topsoil. Now those tree roots as well as the rock does a pretty good job of absorbing a lot of the water. You may have noticed it's a few degrees cooler between these cliffs, but you're really going to notice but this cooling effect does get much greater in narrower areas, especially in the upper dells.
Done at Holmes. If you look off to our left, you can see the exposed tree roots that were exposed from that high volume of water. Thankfully, no one was injured during that horrific incident, and after several $1 million worth of repairs to County Road A, that's landmass, and fortifications added to the standing dam, the village of Lake Delton was able to refill that lake naturally by way of Dell Creek. Now, Dell Creek is a really hard-working small body of water, and we'll be passing it here in just a few minutes. Dell Creek is dammed up twice. The first time it's dammed up to make Mirror Lake of Mirror Lake State Park. The second time to make Lake Delton. Thanks to the Wisconsin Department of If you look at our 1 o'clock position, you can see that there's kind of an inlet in the river. That is Dell Creek. It serves as the first amphibious shoreline for the original Wisconsin ducks. Looking downriver from Dell Creek, you can see Newport Park. That is a public beach and park owned by the village of Lake Delton. It is relatively new to the area, but is completely free to the public. Eating is free, the restrooms, grills, picnic tables, beach, it's all free. And it is accessible off of County Road A. It's one of the only free things you can do here in the Dells, and in my opinion, one of the most beautiful places to spend an afternoon on the water. Downriver from Newport Park is River's Edge Resort, one of the resorts here in the Lower Dells, and they rent various watercraft. You can get fishing boats, pontoon boats, canoes, kayaks, and those yellow tubes. What they do with those tubes is they haul you upriver towards the Raptors Hook, they drop you off on the beach, tie you to your friends, and then give you a few hours to float downriver. On some of the busier days here on the Lower Dells, it seems like we're driving through a big bowl of Cheerios. With wildlife. Within the river itself, we have 38 species of fish, ranging from small panfish such as bluegill, crappie, and perch, to more popular game fish such as largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, rock bass, wet bass, sandpike, northern pike, walleye, walleye, and muskie. The largest fish in the Wisconsin River is the lake sturgeon. The sturgeon in the Dells is over 7 feet long and weigh over 200 pounds here in the Wisconsin River. Scattered along the banks of the Wisconsin Dells, you may often see some sort of woodland creature such as a squirrel, chipmunk, beaver, otter, woodchuck, coyote, wolf, reindeer, fox, raccoon, badger,
Meteorological Survey gauging station. Now we use this as a high water marker out here, as well as it also calculates our flow rate. Right now we're at about 6,500 cubic feet per second. And just as a comparison, our river usually is about 3,300 cubic feet per second. So a little faster today. Not to worry though, Alex knows what he's doing.
Bản năng lý là rõ hơn nó ra sẽ bỏ cho họ tập thay à.
có bỏ liệu có bỏ in hay lo lo như thế nào là cứ là gì cái liệu là gì cái gì nữa thế bao nhiêu bao nhiêu năm mà chỉ tao bỏ đuôi rồi liệu nói chẳng có nữa chẳng nói chẳng có lúa
chẳng thể được
nó đã lúc chẳng sắp rồi đi ơi đó tụi áo chứ nào giờ lúa chẳng nữa lúc nào lúa chẳng sắp rồi đi ơ sao cả tao chơi luôn là sẽ ta chỉ tao rầu thế trả nó luôn cho bắt chùa nó ít từ người dân rong đi nó đi nữa đi lúc chẳng ta tao lọc bên lọc lúc chẳng chấp lại đi đó luôn à đền tà bây giờ tò bây giờ trò ta hạt tiền là nông do lúa chi nhá nó ta nữa hay không là nó do lúa mẹ là do chi có rồi cả là sừng tơ nữa
us. Along our left shoreline this time, you'll see the only 2 pine trees on the far right side. At about our tennic tree, you'll see that white head, most prominent feature.
Look at the eagle over there.
The tree nè. You see?
You see a white head up there?
Oh no, I don't need to be on. I was just putting it on.
Oh yeah, let's go up here. I asked Daddy and Mom.
Nest that people have seen off of
I was waiting.
Sit down, okay? Sit down.
where it's at, but
Sit down, you don't fall. Careful.
you see the 2 pine trees there? The
I
white
feel
head
like
up
I'm
there.
in a bus
It's right there. Oh, me.
If you want to see Elsie the cow one more time, she's going to be on our right. If you find those pine trees that are growing about a third of the way down the rock, move your eyes to the right of those. You'll see a rounded cap at the top, then 2 vertical cracks running down. Now if you find that left crack, follow it about halfway down the rock to the darker portion, the almost black portion. So you see Elsie's nose touches that left crack. Move your eyes over and you can see a dot for her eye. She's about even with the boat right now. On our right hand side, her nose touches that left crack. A dot for her eyes and a rounded portion for her ear.
There's only tụi năng đó. Oh, yeah, tụi nhau, yeah.
But like I said, Elsie is the hardest thing to see on our tour. I'm sorry, folks, if you weren't able to see her, all I can say is the milk in that bottle is pasteurized.
No, she's over here.
If you look out in front of our boat, you can see the lighthouse at Mexicali Rose Restaurant. Our tour out here in the Wisconsin River is nearing the end. The crew makes their way through the boat and passes out some sort of literature, like a book or postcards, and proceeds to try and sell those to you. Out here in the Lower Dells, we don't have any of that literature. I suppose all we have to sell is ourselves. With that being said, Dells Boat Tours does allow Emma or myself to accept any tips or gratuities you believe we have earned out here on the water. And as those do make up a significant portion of our daily wage, we'd like to thank you. Those tokens of appreciation, of course, are never expected, but genuinely left-hand shoreline as I navigate through a very narrow channel. As I do this, the Kilbourne Dam will come into view one more time on our right-hand side. Once again, the Kilbourne Dam was built in 1909. At the time, it was quite the modern marvel. In fact, the largest area homes and businesses. Now that large white building is the powerhouse that controls all of the hydroelectricity, and the dam and powerhouse are currently in Wisconsin. The Kilbourne Dam is our last point of interest here on the Lower Dells Boat Tour, so feel free to get your cameras out and take all the dam photos you'd like.
Bây giờ cá lò này nữa.
Remember that time we tried to fix that duck? Trying to tell Bruce.
What a damn view. And in front of us, you can see our docks. On behalf of Dell's Boat Tours and the crew that has served you today, if you enjoyed your tour, remember this. Your captain's name was Alex, your tour guide's name was Emma, and you were aboard the Chief. A kind smile or a handshake is always greatly appreciated. If for some reason you did not enjoy your tour, we're sorry to hear that. Just remember your captain's name was Todd, your tour guide's name was Leslie, and you were aboard the Viking. Sincerely though, we hope that you enjoyed your stay out here in the Wisconsin River and the rest of your stay in Wisconsin Dells. When the time does come, we wish you safe travels on your way back home. We'll give you a verbal signal when it is safe to stand up and come ashore. Until then, please remain seated, and thanks for riding with us aboard the Chief.
Lưu chế là số này lưu ở tua to, gần nhường chế, cái nó tự mua lo.